Hopefully we'll have some people watching.
Going live, going live. Start the video. Hi. I don't know. Hi, everyone. This is Cindy Harrison, host of Artfully Connected and Artful Webinars. And you are here in the group Artfully Connected. Thank you for being a member. And please continue to share what you're working on or what you teach. Remember, we have Monday nights, the Artist Marketplace. You can put what you're teaching, whether it's you or your guild or chapter or whatever, you can put that on in under as a comment to the marketplace post. And Fridays are always I Spy, and hopefully you spy what I spy, and you'll put that in there. And Fridays is what's on your table. So tonight we have Watch, Learn, and Create with Miss Debbie Cushing.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being willing to share your talents with us. I know this one, Bursts of Orange, I saw you working on. You showed us a sneak peek of it once, and I said, "Oh, I love that." And I think that the people would love to learn how you create the flowers that look so beautiful like this.
Thank you.
So that's why she agreed to do it, because I asked her to, and hopefully you will agree with me that it's a very stunning piece. And even if you don't like orange, it's still a very stunning piece. So and you can always do your own color, right? I mean, they don't
Yeah.
have to do the color you do, but this is a very stunning piece. So what we're going to do is just thank everyone for being here tonight and watching this demonstration, this Watch, Learn, and Create. And if you are creating along with Debbie, please put it in the comments. And if you are watching the replay, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch the replay as well. And if you have any comments, or anyone here tonight after the fact have comments, please feel free to put Debbie's name in the comment section with the @ sign in front of it. So it's at DEBBIECUSHING, but make sure there's no spaces. It has to be all together. And usually once you start typing it, it'll come up with a bold type, or sometimes blue, sometimes black, but it'll come and recognize that she's in the group, and then she will be notified that there's a question or comment that you'd like her to see. And also, too, if you do it, please go ahead and post it and tag us so that we get to see it, because we love seeing what you do. And so please do that as well. The pattern packet's available at debbiecushing.com, and you can go find it there under, well, do they have to go to the Debbie Cushing on the side too? Or no, usually it's right there. It was right on the front page, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, right on the front page. So you can go purchase the pattern packet there. But if you have any other questions, go right ahead and ask them, and I will relay them for you. That being said, Debbie, how about I will spotlight you, and you
Okay.
can get right to it. How's that sound?
All right. Sounds good. Hi, everyone. Glad you could make it. I hope you can learn something from this. I'm going to swap cameras. This is the full thing um, of the burst of orange. What we're going to do is these two flowers right here. And I kind of made it on a little piece of masonite, excuse me, that I had extra of to do a practice. And I think this was like a 4x5. And of course, that was a scrap, so I don't have another that size. So I made it just a little bit bigger and just kind of made a bigger border here. So, but anyway, um, I on this one, on the original, I did a variegating color from dark to light, but on this, I just did the background with warm sunset. And that's also what the flowers would have been based with. So I just outlined it so I could see where my lines were. Okay, we're going to start off, and I need to move things out of my way here so I can get started. Um, Everything is done with more of washes than anything um, that I did. And okay, we're gonna start with, I used a filbert, and I like Chris's fantastic filberts that she has, because I got the longer filberts. So I'm just gonna use that. And I'm gonna take tangerine, and like I said, I thin it down to really thin paint, so it's kind of translucent a little. And I'm just gonna start at the edge and just kind of pull down. And it's just gonna be streaky. And I better find something here real quick since I got out of line. And I'm gonna continue to do all of them that way. Just kind of follow them around and kind of aim for the center. But you can still see there's the color underneath is still kind of showing through some. That one gets pretty much covered up, or all the way down, since half of it's already covered up. There's going to be quite a few layers of washes over this whole flower or flowers. I like trying to do different techniques and different stuff. Okay, so we got that part done. And then we're going to take thinned tiger lily, which this is a little bit darker orange. And this time I'm going to use that same deal. I'm just going to stroke upwards and kind of come into some of that orange color, or the tangerine. Some of these colors are just transparent to begin with, so Okay, now I'm still going to use some of this tiger lily. And yeah, okay. We kind of want to add a little more define to them. So I've got just a little bit more. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit more. And of course, when you go over something, it's going to brighten it up more. But we want to take a liner, and I just want to add thin lines following the direction of the curve coming from the center. And like I said, you might not be able to see it very well. And I'm coming up into the tangerine a little bit more. My paint is still pretty thin. Of course, most of these colors, like I said, are kind of transparent anyway, so. I don't know if you can see the lines or not.
It's a subtle change because your values are very subtle.
Yeah. Well, we'll be getting darker, so. And all your lines don't have to be the same length or anything. I'm just kind of, some of them are longer and some of them are shorter. Hmm. Some of these petals are going to have more orange to them, and some of them have a little more yellowish to them. And I believe, let's see, this one pretty much has almost all orange. And this one is definitely all orange. And this little one's pretty much all orange too. This brush I'm using is a sharp brush, and it's a 6/0. It's called a scroller. Okay, where am I at? This one has kind of a highlight in it at this curve. So I'm just kind of going to add that in there, and then I'm just going to add a few lines through that little section at the right in through here, and then make it a little darker at the end. Kind of like it's pulled over. And then just a little bit in this one. Let's see. Like I said, it's a little time consuming, but I think the end results are worth it. And really, you can make them any way you really want to do them. More orange, more yellow. And you can always pick some other colors if you want to try to do these in a different color. And this one has more yellow around it, so on the out, mainly on this outer edge. So I'm just going to come up a little ways. Okay, that takes care of the tangerine or the lily, tiger lily. I'll get it. Okay, next we're going to take red alert, which is going to be even darker. Because what we're wanting to do is have it darker down in the center and lighter at the edges. So we're just going to pull these up also. And we're just going to come about halfway. And you can just take a few of the you can streak up some of the lines up a little further. You're still going to see the tiger lily underneath. And this one, I'm just going to come up just a little bit further. This one kind of has a stripe on it, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm leaving a little spot in between there. Whoa. A ton of paint on my brush. If you have any questions, just post it on the chat there and Cindy will let me know. Whoops, she's not there. Not too worried about right down here because my centers are going to grow. I love orange colors. I like bright colors. I like the contrast that also. Okay, I think that all those done. Okay, I'm going to dry this real quick. Okay, I'm going to switch to the filbert. Oops. Guess it didn't do me much good to do the wet the handle. Okay, I'm still going to use Red Alert, but I'm going to thin it down even more. I'm just going to do a wash over the whole petal. And it's so thin that you're still going to see, you can't tell it too much on the screen, but you can still see the lines we made and the yellow still. Now that might look a little better there. Like I said, it's really, really thin. I guess you could say it's more like a tint. Guess I went over those. Okay. Once it dried, I couldn't tell I went over it. Okay, we're going to dry that. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to go back to the liner. And this time I'm going to thin down Napa Red. And we're going to pull out at just the bottom. Sometimes I wonder if some of my paint gets old and it doesn't cooperate very well. And I want to, excuse me, make it just a little thicker or more lines. Seems like some colors do real well, and then there's other colors that seem like they don't quite flow as smooth. I don't know if anybody's noticed that before or has that problem. On this half one, I'm going to go ahead and make my lines a little more filled in. More times you go over it, the darker it gets. I'm going to add just a little bit on this curved one at the top. Here, I'm not really gonna add anything. I'm just kind of gonna outline it just a little bit and maybe pull some teeny tiny little, drag it out just a little. But you can see that we're getting our colors built up. And you can always come back over things after you're when you think you're done. Okay. Now we're going to go over that same area again, but we're going to stay a little bit closer to the center. We're going to take Napa red, and I want to take a touch of black. I hope that was black. I don't think it is. I got a navy and a black here, so, oh, nope, it was navy. Okay, we're going to take Napa red and black, not navy. And I'm kind of making it just a little darker. I'm not filling it in as much as I did with the Napa red by itself. Okay. I'm not going to do anything with that little bitty piece. Okay, now we're going to go with the liner and baby duck. This time, I want to pull little lines. Some of these petals, like this one, has a lot of the light orange or baby duck. It almost looks white, but it's not. So I kind of want to make sure it's kind of thick, but I still want lines. Whoa. And like I said, just all the lines should kind of go towards, like, aim for the center. This particular leaf or petal has almost half of it's going to be this color. So you just keep going over. Go ahead and blend some of it in to the red. Okay, this one, more of it. I would go back and fill that in a little bit more, but I figured since this is kind of a watch and learn, I kind of want to move along just a little bit. Now this one, only this corner is kind of filled in. I'm going to add a little bit here, but when it comes down to it, it'll be a little bit more redder. But I do want a hint of a little bit of the yellow in there. This one here, this is mainly all yellow in this little spot. My hand's not very steady tonight. And then this one is pretty much yellow on this half. Probably should be pulling it down this way. Your ends will look a little odd since they got these little spaces between the outline and the deal, that will be floating a little bit at that edge to kind of cover that in a little more. Okay. Some of these petals, like this one, will have more orange on it, but it will still have this, um, oh, I don't know what you want to call it, glow behind it. I mean, it'll make the color just a little bit different than what it normally would have been. I'm going to just finish working on this flower only, so we make sure we get at least one done. Not sure what our time limit was. Um,
Yeah, you have about another half hour.
okay. I want to go ahead and dry that. And then I'm going to take my filbert and I'm going to thin down tiger lily. And I'm going to go over tops of these petals just a little bit. It's still light, but it changes the color just a little bit on it. I still want the, I'll dry this. These probably should have been filled in just a little bit more with the baby duck. Some places I just want to be a little bit lighter. Yeah, I didn't add much lines over here. Sometimes you just kind of got to go back over to get it to how you want it to look. The more lines I put on, the more it gets brighter. And I still want lines. I don't want to just make a solid color. In person, you can see the different shades. It's kind of like building up fur, I guess. Like I said, just keep adding layers. Until you get it however bright you want it to be. Okay. And here again, if you feel like you need to brighten up anything, this is just my red alert. Kind of want to bring out just a little bit more. Kind of make it stand out. And here you can also, if you want, you can take another wash of red alert or any color you want to kind of brighten up some of it. These leaves or petals are more reddish, so I'm just going to add a little bit more red over them. And this one is too. But you'll see that the still stay. I wish that color would show up better. Okay, I'm going to take a angle brush and side load with my baby duck. And I'm going to go ahead and probably should have outlined it first. I'm gonna take an round. So I can do my outlines just a little bit better. Oops. Didn't really mean to flatten that out. Well, anyway, you kind of have that. You should be able to, if you're looking at it in person, you should still see the different colors in there. I'm not sure what it looks like on your end, but to me, it's all too bright. Let's do the centers. Da, 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 da. I'm going to take take a round of some sort. Maybe the one I was using. I'm going to take Napa Red. Okay, I think I missed a spot. I reprinted some little sections here, so hang on a second. Don't go away. Okay, that's what I thought. I'll miss something. Okay, not on the original instructions, just what I printed off. Okay, we're good. I'm going to take navy. And I just want to pounce it around my center. Make it kind of irregular. And do that one too. too, when you varnish these, those will make those colors pop out more. Okay, now we're going to take Napa Red, and I'm just going to add some loose dots through here. May need to go over them several times to get them to show up. And I'm going to take Red Alert, and then I'm just going to tap onto those top of the dark. Dryer. I knew I was looking for something. And then with Tangerine, just kind of add a little bit more to that to brighten them up just a little. Then I'm going to take my liner and white, and I'm going to add little dots inside over this navy in the middle. Like I said, there's some things that, like, I floated around. You can even take a tinier oh, where is it? There's an 1/8 angle that's tiny. That way you don't get a huge float. You can just go ahead and float around those outlines so that you don't have, you kind of blend in those edges. And I also did it lightly over all of them. And then last, I went ahead and took Red Alert and thinned it down. And which I think I already did it, but I'm going to do it again because each layer brightens it up just a little bit more on just these bottom parts. If you want these petals to be a little darker, you can just kind of go over the whole thing. And that pretty much takes care of that. Like I said, you just still do the other one, see how much brighter the colors come out when you add, the varnish on it. But you can see I've kinda got, um, more red on some of these and then the lighter parts than others. Anyway, that's how we did these top 4 ones. These others are just done with darker colors, um, altogether. But they all use the same colors, just not as much in the darker ones. So that's it, I guess.
Well, it is very beautiful, and everyone is loving the color blending and everything to it. So that is wonderful. So if you are, let's see, going to do this with the replay, go ahead. It will be under the featured at the top. And then I will also upload it to YouTube. And as soon as I do, I'll put that link in the past events because this will go under the title past events. So you click on events, go scroll down to past events, and I'll put the YouTube connection in there and you can go watch it. And then please post it when you do this piece and show us all what you've done. So thank you so much, Debbie, for sharing this with us. Again, it's the layering that makes it so beautiful. It's the constant, like you do it and then you put a wash over it and all this stuff, and it's just
It's a
that
different color, and then you just keep building the colors a little bit, and then you've got all these colors mixed in there, and like I said, it's kinda hard to see it on the camera, whereas you can see it better in person,
person.
and
Yeah.
even along with the, um yeah.
But that's what makes it look so beautiful. I mean, and what I'm learning is that the things that I'm attracted to for their beauty are usually a little bit more complex. It's not something that you're going to do in a half hour.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think that a lot, when I used to go to the craft fairs, a lot of people in the craft fairs would look at this and say, oh, I saw something like that done on TV and they did it in a half hour. Well, they really didn't. But they make it look like they did. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
Bob Ross can do a painting in, an hour, but
Oh, yeah.
or 50 minutes, but this is going to take a little bit more patience, and I think that when you do it, it's going to be beautiful. But
Mm.
don't rush through it, right? It's not,
No, don't rush. Take your time.
yeah. So Jean says she downloaded the packet. This is beautiful. Everyone's saying it's beautiful and they loved it. So yeah, please do come back and watch it again and again, and go to debbiecushing.com and get your pattern packet and do it along with the recording. Again, I will be putting it in YouTube, and then you can go, I will put the link in the past events underneath the announcement that this is going to be a Watch, Learn, and Create. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you everyone for being
Thank
here.
you. Thanks, everybody.
If
Hope
you
you
do have
enjoyed it.
if you have a question for Debbie, go ahead and put the @ in her name in the comments and she will get back to you, or just go to her page or website. Anyway, there's lots of ways to contact her. So thank you all and
Thank you.
have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye.